Hey YouTube, I am coming at you right now just to talk with you a little bit. I haven't posted a video in like ever, probably like uh, a month or two at the least. I do have my reasoning behind that. It's school was getting in the way, just life in general was getting in the way, and I've finally gotten out of school. I'm finally done with my spring courses, and I'm not taking courses again till the fall, so I have a good few months to be able to just do stuff for myself. And right now, I'm actually really bored. I'm just sitting at home basically, like we're thinking about moving, and we don't know what we're going to be doing, so I don't really want to get a job until we know what we're going to be doing. So I kind of like I'm diffed in that regard, but I'm thinking now, since I have all of this free time, why not get back into Let's Playing? Get back into, doing what I love to do. I mean, this to me is fun. I like sitting down and playing video games. It's my hobby. But I was, I'm, in this video, I'm going to be starting up a new Let's Play. That I also have a couple of reasons why I am putting Diddy Kong Racing and Tales of the Abyss on hold for the moment. My reasonings behind those are: one, the latency issues with my computer have really gotten to a point where it would be really hard for me to play Diddy Kong Racing on my computer. Like a couple nights ago, I played Brawl online with one of my best friends, and my TV is not working, so I had to play it on my computer, and it got so bad at some points that it was just frustrating. And I was like, if I'm gonna experience that with Diddy Kong Racing, which I actually did try, like yesterday, I did try to do a recording of it, and I could not play the game on here because of the lag. Something is obviously either wrong with my computer or the program, and I'm thinking it's the program because I can play Monster Flip with hardly any lag, and I could play Monster Flip and play a YouTube video in the background, or my music in the background, and it wouldn't lag me. So I have my feelings that it's something to do with the program that's screwing up the computer or whatnot. I'm not sure. Either way, that's my reasoning for Diddy Kong Racing. And then for Tales of the Abyss, it's also a little bit of lag or latency issues because you do need do need some frame rate to be able to play that game, especially in the fighting sequences. But enough about that. So I'm going to be starting up Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn in this video. Reasons for starting up Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This was originally going to be the first game I was going to Let's Play, but I decided that I was going to do Diddy Kong Racing just because, like I said in my first video of the Let's Play, that Diddy Kong Racing was my very first video game I've ever played. That's the game that started my immense fandom and love of this form of art. And Fire Emblem has also been a very, very big provider to me of ideas and inspiration and stuff. Like, I love the art, I love the story, I love the characters. A lot of my favorite characters from video games come from the Fire Emblem series. Like, I am a huge fan of Roy from Fire Emblem 8 and 7. Don't quote me on that. And I'm also a big fan of Marth, which, yes, I know people are going to say, oh, you're just going off the Smash Bros. Series. Well, yeah, that's where I found out about Fire Emblem in the first place. That's where a lot of Americans found out about Fire Emblem in the first place, was Melee. Anyway, enough about that. Fire Emblem, I know a lot about Radiant Dawn. I've played through this game countless times. I've beaten hard mode, which is a bitch, and I'm not going to do hard mode in this Let's Play. I'm going to do normal mode. Sorry, I'm not going to put up with almost breaking my Wii again for a second time. I've already done it once, and once is enough. I'm happy. So, I'm also with Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is going to be set up a little bit differently. I'm going to do a little bit different things with it. I would really like to, in the beginning of my videos, start doing a little bit of factoids about certain games that I'm playing. Like Fire Emblem, I'm thinking about in the beginning, not in this video because this is going to be the beginning to the video, but in future videos, doing a little bit of background on Fire Emblem so people can kind of get some background on the series, how the series began, what games were the first ones, what stuff was what way back in the day, how it got over to America, and yeah, so just to be able to get people a little bit more into the Fire Emblem fandom, because Fire Emblem isn't a very big game. I'm not sure if it's just because it's just coming out in America. For many years, it was only in Japan. Either that or it's because it's a tactics game, and tactics games aren't as popular as a lot of other games are, and Fire Emblem isn't the most complex tactics game out there. A lot of people will say, or a lot of people who are big tactics fans like me, will say that this game is actually a fairly relaxed game compared to some of the other pure tactics games that are out there. There are a lot of really hardcore tactics games out there at the moment. I can't remember any offhand, but yeah, it's anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much why I am doing Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, because I know a lot about the game. I'm going to be taking my hand at a little bit more editing. I want to get into video editing, and I know my sister does a lot of video editing. She actually got Sony Vegas for her birthday, which she actually bought with her birthday money, but my video editing program came with my thing, and I also got Adobe After Effects from my school for free. Haha! And so I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more editing with this, and so to do with that, I'm going to be doing some character bios. So yeah, look forward to some character bios. I know a lot of people, there are a lot of characters in this game, a lot of characters, and there are going to be times where there is going to be more bio than actual gameplay. So I'm trying to still decide whether I want to make separate bio videos for each chapter. If there are far too many characters, like especially Chapter 3 comes to mind, because that's when the game starts to pick up, and that's where all of the characters pour into the first stage in that chapter. So there's a lot of bioing in that one. So I'm thinking I'll probably either do that, or I will probably like shrink my screen that I'm playing on and put it in the corner, and then I'll just have the bio itself up on the rest of the screen. I'm not sure. We're gonna figure that out as whenever we get there. But my voice has almost been on here for 10 minutes, and I'm pretty sure you're damn bored of hearing just my voice and want to see some actual gameplay. So let's get started, shall we, YouTube? This is my Let's Play of Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. Hello again, YouTube. This is Dragoness, and I am starting Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. I hope my mic works this time. Last time I recorded, I apparently didn't have my microphone plugged in, so I wasted a half an hour of talking to literally myself. Alright, there's one thing that I want to go over before I jump into the actual Let's Play. Once I hit the 2 button, actually, I will be going into a cutscene, and I won't be able to talk much over that. So I just wanted to kind of talk to you about Part 1 in general and what's going to be going on in Part 1. Alright, in Part 1 we are in control of the Dawn Brigade as they attempt to liberate Dayan from Benyon's occupants. These chapters, they're among the hardest in the entire game. You are stuck with the most awful, low-level units who all die in 1 to 2 hits, against many units that will just murder you. If you don't believe me, look throughout this first chapter. They give you an absurd amount of overpowered units that should only be used as walls or to weaken enemies for the rest of your team to mooch experience off of. But don't overuse these characters. Obviously, the rest of your team will suffer in levels if you do. Also, most of these characters leave after Part 1, and that'll be problematic if you abuse them. So really try to use them sparingly. And despite the fact that they aren't overpowered, you do get a decent amount of well-leveled units in Part 1. The problem with it is, the majority of them suck. And when I say suck, I mean suck really, really bad. I will be doing bios in this, and I will point out which ones are worthwhile and which ones you should just throw in the mud. But overall, Part 1 is the hardest part in all this game. If you can survive Part 1 without ripping out your hair and destroying your TV and Wii console system, then you will be easily able to complete the rest of the game. The rest of the game is a cakewalk compared to this. Alright, so now we are going to get into the dreaded first chapter of this Let's Play. And there, as I said before, there will be a cutscene, so I will shut up and I will let this beautiful cutscene introduce us to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn.
Find anything?
Not yet, sir. No.
Someone's gotta be here. Keep looking.
Sir! We're wasting our time. There's no one here.
I know I heard something.
Hush, Yune. Please, don't cry. If they hear you, you'll give us away.
Who's there?
Is it the Dawn Brigade?
No, it was just a bird.
Ha ha ha! Thought we didn't see you?
Look, silver hair.
If it's the fortune teller, we'll be heroes. Without her, the Dawn Brigade is nothing.
Oh, the General's going to love this.
Sir.
Listen up, class. If you don't want to get hurt, don't struggle.
He's not alone! Got you now.
Yeah, that's
all the cutscenes were this beautiful in this game. That was a very beautiful, well put together cutscene. This game has one of my favorite graphics on the Wii, and I just love the style that they did it in. It reminds me a lot of Tales of Symphonia, which is also another great game. And we're looking over Nevessa, or whatever they said, and here's Edward, another new character. Edward and Micaiah are standing there, and they're saying something must have happened to him. Something must have happened to who? Don't worry, he'll be here. Hey, I have an idea. Micaiah, why don't you use your foresight to see when Leonardo will arrive? Ugh. No, just don't let Leonardo arrive at all, ever. We'll get to him when we get to him. Edward, you know that's not how it works. I foresee some things, but I don't get to choose what I see. Yes, that's another fact about Micaiah that not many people know, and they don't really touch on it in the series. Is that Micaiah, well, I guess they do really touch on it, but they don't really make a point in the beginning that she's a very good fortune teller. She can see some things that are happening, and this old lady and this young child are like, bandits, bandits! They're attacking the town, run away! Who knows what the brutes will do if they catch you? Where's the Imperial Occupation Army? This time, I totally read that wrong, and I'm not gonna reread it again. Oh, the Benyon soldiers! Ha! They don't care a lick about us! We lost the war, and they won! We've got nothing to them. Oh, we're nothing to them. I can't read today at all. Yeah, they're chasing down the Dawn Brigade. Well, technically they're chasing down us. So, yeah, we find out that the Benyon Occupation Army is being totally and utterly useless, and they don't really give a shit about Dayan at all, because they want Dayan to rot, apparently. And Edward goes and blows our cover. Way to go, buddy.
Wow, really? You guys are in the Dawn Brigade? Wow, my friends talk about you all the time.
I'm sorry, that was a terrible boy's impression. Oh well, I don't care. Screw you guys. And the old lady keeps talking. She's like, you're just children. Oh, Dana's fallen. Children forced to fight, steal for the good of the poor. But we can't fight the Roogs, so we'll take you up on that offer. And it's Rogues, Sam, not Roogs. What are you thinking? Anyway, and now we are going to be getting into our first battle sequence. And this is... oh... listen up, you loots. This town is nothing but idiots and kids drooling and idiot kids and drooling graybeards. Steal everything you can. He looks like a Kermit to me. I really don't know.
Yune, it's dangerous here. Go find someplace safe for now.
Tweet, tweet, tweet. And Birdie flies away. Up, and he walked closer. Alright, so we are now in our first chapter of Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. This is the prologue. The mission here is to root the enemy, basically, kill the boss. Defeat is if any of our allies die, so Micaiah, Edward, or that one person that they were talking about earlier that will be hopefully arriving soon. We have 3 allied units on our side. There are 8 units on the enemy side, 4 if you are playing on easy mode. There are no enemy reinforcements. For bonus experience, you get 40 bonus experience for clearing it, and 20 bonus experience for speed, and basically completing the challenge in a 10-turn limit. There is 1 enemy item drop, and it's a herb from an enemy. For hard mode notes, you really want Micaiah to get all of the experience if you're playing hard mode, because Edward and Leonardo are pretty worthless in a hard mode, even though, as I'm going to say in my bio, I'm actually going to try and use Edward as much as I possibly can. Really, all you're going to have to do is just the same thing that you do on this one. Be very careful, keep Edward fully healed, bring him out to lure enemies in, and just wail on them with him, and then finish them off with Micaiah. Right now, I'm going to go over the 2 new units that we have. So, I'm going to do my little bio about them, and I will see you in a moment. Our first character is Micaiah. She has the chance of either becoming a really, really horrible unit or a godly unit with immense power. But don't fret, even if she does turn out bad, she will serve a good purpose as a healer for endgame. Her growths are high in her key stats of magic and luck, but with her awful speed, defense, and HP, a single attack from anyone will kill her. With such awful speed, she'll likely be doubled by foes as early as the 3rd chapter. Since you are forced to use her, keep her protected, and have her weaken or mooch kills from enemies for experience. She can be pretty useful when she gets to high levels. She does promote through story, so do make sure that you try to get her to level 20 before she promotes. Our next character is Edward. Edward can be a great unit for the Dawn Brigade. He will easily max out his HP and speed within a decent amount of levels, allowing for a little bonus experience to pump up his lacking defense. Once he promotes to 2nd tier, he'll become extremely powerful and can take down most foes while dodging a ton of attacks that are thrown at him. His high void is good and makes up for crappy defense. He isn't the best sword master in all of the game, but if you do choose Edward, you will be choosing one of the best. Oh, sorry about that. My Wii lost connection to my Wii remote for some reason. Alright, we are going to get started with this. I would like to say that for the chapter that new characters are in, I will leave their action battle sequences on just so you can see them, because they are kind of cool, but after the 1st chapter I will be taking them off, so these won't be on for long. Alright, here's what the attack screen looks like, and as you can see, our might is our damage. We're going to do 11 damage times 2 to this guy. He has a 51% chance of hitting us, and he has only 4 damage that he's going to do. So, yeah, let's go to town on this guy. Let's see what Edward can really do. And he missed, and we hit again. And he's left with 3 HP, and this is the way that you, in hard mode or normal mode, or easy mode even, you really need to make sure Micaiah gets all of the stuff that she can. Alright, and now we're gonna do some late magic. A pretty girl like you will be a fetch for a pretty little penny for me. Now, be a good girl and come to Papa. She says something in an ancient language. What did you just say? That better not have been an insult, you. Huh? Yeah, she just called you a fat tub of lard who needs to go to school. You drop out. And we kill Micaiah with our light magic. Light magic wins and prevails overall, and we get 25 experience points for Micaiah. And no matter the manner of the man, the goddess judges with an even hand. I love that line. I absolutely love it. Alright, now we're gonna have some badniks start coming up, and we're just pretty much gonna do the same thing. We're gonna have Edward attack this buffoon of a man. And hope we don't lag out. We were doing that a little bit there, but it looks like we did not drop any frames. Hooray! Last time I recorded this on my fail file, I hit a maximum, I think I hit 200 frames dropped, but this time I restarted my computer just so that everything is fresh, all the processes are off, and so far it looks like it's working much, much better than it was on my first one. So let's kind of hope and pray that it stays that way, and we're on to the player phase. And also, you can go over to enemies and you can look at their movement. The blue squares are how far they can move, the orange squares are where they can attack. If you press 2 on the enemy, you can see how far they can actually move. I'm going to move Edward into the enemy's territory, so to speak. And I'm just going to have him wait. And I'm going to do the same with Micaiah. You don't always have to move your units whenever you're playing. Oh, I have the hiccups right now. It kind of hurts. mainly in this chapter, just let the just let the foes come to you is what I say. Don't try to go after the enemy. Just be very cautious in these first few chapters. And look who it is! Micaiah! Leonardo! How'd you find us? A little bird told me. Yours, in fact. I always kind of found him to look a little bit flamboyant with his hair. But anyway. Yeah, we're sorry, Leonardo, but you were too late to the party. And here is where Leonardo's bio will come up, so I will let that run and I will meet you right back here. This is where characters in the Dawn Brigade really start to show their shitty side. Leonardo is a horrible archer, and a unit you really shouldn't put much effort into using in the Dawn Brigade. With horrible strength, speed, and defense growths, he'll quickly become a liability on your team, and will have an inability to kill anything, let alone do much damage to them. He's useful in the first few chapters to weaken enemies, but past that point, just ignore him. He's just far too overshadowed by other great archers in this game. Alright, and we're gonna have Edward kill this buffoon. Die. Oh, why'd I do that? Oh well, Edward got some experience. He does need the experience, so I don't really care. We're just gonna bring Leonardo down here now, because I'm pretty certain another enemy is going to come up, and we're gonna sacrifice on Edward to get a little bit of experience. Sacrifice basically takes some of your HP and gives it to the other character. Really. Honestly, it doesn't do much. So it's good in some cases. It does give you experience, as you could see, but I'm not going to be using it all that often because Micaiah needs to survive. Alright, so we do have to move forward. Damn it. Yeah, I'll have him move right here. And I will have Micaiah come up, and she can actually attack this guy. So I'll have her attack that dude. Get her a little bit of experience. This isn't the exact same way how I did it last run, but it still ended with the same conclusion where I won. And if I don't win a chapter, like especially this chapter, if I don't win one, I will either skip to when I do win, or I will just, you guys know what you should do. And I'll record. You know what? I'll probably just skip to when I do win. Alright, and we're just gonna wait here. And he's gonna come around, and he's gonna attack Edward because he's an idiot. Ouch. Bitch. Die. And that guy's dead. To the hand of Edward. Okay. We got a herb. There was the herb that drops. And here comes this buffoon. And ouch. Jeez, stop hurting me, you assholes. Asshole! I might not even get to show off Leonardo because I might finish this with just Soph or not Soph, Micaiah and Edward. Those two might just. Alright, I'm gonna heal with the Bone Ray. And we are all nicely healed. And we're gonna go down here with Micaiah and attack. Yeah, attack him right there. And we get to watch the shiny light magic come down as she casts her wrath upon the humans. Death to the humans! Ooh, almost a level up. So close, Micaiah, so close. But that's alright. And then we'll just kind of let Leonardo shimmy his way down here. In the next chapter, I will up the speed for movement. That's kind of annoying that they move that slow. So, 5 damage. Damn. Well, he is getting good experience off of this, and hopefully... Okay, nobody came to attack. That bozo didn't come to attack me. I'll just move into his attack range. Speaking of attack ranges... Turn this guy's off, turn his on. Okay. His isn't anywhere near us yet. So we'll have you use the Vulnerary again. Because you definitely want to make sure that you keep Edward healed, because he will be your main source of healing in this game. Ooh, that's a good thing that I didn't move Micaiah that far. So we're going to just wreck this dude with our magic. Interesting fact, whenever I first played this game, I was actually very, very scared to use Micaiah. I never really used her as much as I should have. So I'm kind of seeing a new light now. Ooh, HP, magic, luck. Oh, wow, that was a really good level. Last time she only got magic, speed, and defense, which kind of sucked. But, you know, it'll be alright. So we're just gonna wait, have this guy come up again, and boo, boo, boo. Ouch! Oh, critical! Oh, you just died, fool! And Edward grew a level. Let's see what bonuses he got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. That one's also nice too. The random number generator gods must be on my favor in this run. They must have felt pity for the fact that that I kind of sucked it up that last with not even using my... Alright. Plugging in my microphone. What the... Seriously, what kind of person forgets to plug in their goddamn microphone? Anyway, we're gonna have her wait behind Edward, and we're gonna have Leonardo come up and wait right there. And the boss is now gonna come down because he notices Edward is in his place. Who do you brats think you are? The Dawn Brigade? Yes. Yes, in fact we are. And now we're going to kill you. Oh, yes, he missed. Last time he hit me like 3 times, and I was like, what? 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 He almost killed Edward. I was so pissed. Alright, now we're gonna see Leonardo, because I just want some nice a little bit of damage for this guy before I bring in Edward. And that was Leonardo. Hooray, Leonardo. Leonardo, everyone. Give him a round of applause. It'll be the only time you see him attack. And we're going to attack with Edward. Bam. Oh, wow, we missed, or he missed again. That's amazing. That's never happened to me on this one. And we're gonna hit with Micaiah. You give proper thieves a bad name. Ha! You like charity? Come closer. I'll show you some charity. These people work hard to feed their families mere scraps. Then you come along and steal what little they've earned. Shut up, kid. I work hard too. You want honest? Once I've sold you, I'll have earned an honest penny. Ha 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 ha. Oh wow, you're a dick. Well, goodbye. Let's see, will Micaiah level up again? Almost so close. Anyway. And we are done. What just happened? And he dies and he poofs away in a white jizzy light. Fantastic! We won! It's just like you said, Micaiah. They were no match for us. Yune, come here. And we call our bird back over, and... You did it! Yay! We saved the town! Thank you so much! We owe you our lives! Oh, please. Uh-oh. Who's this bozo with no eyes and staring at us intently? You there! What are you doing? Stop immediately! Well, well, well. Look who decided to show up. Banyan soldiers. They certainly took their time, didn't they? We mustn't be caught. Micaiah, Edward, make a break for it. Run! Okay. I'm sorry, we have to leave.
I know. Thank you again for all you've done. Now go. Run! Hey lady, my name's Nico. When I grow up, I want to be just like you guys. Come back sometime.
Yes, we will, as we run and pigeons fly off. Hold it, stop right there! No, fuck no. Why do you think yelling would stop us? What are you bellowing at, soldier? Uh-oh, it's this douchebag. General Jared, when did you arrive? Answer my question, maggot. I want to know who you were yelling at and why you did nothing but yell at them. Exactly! What the hell, man? Why didn't you attack us? Sorry, sir. We suspect they were from the Dawn Brigade, a band of thieves that targets goods levied from this town. People say they give what they stole back. People say they give what they've stolen back to the villages and strut around acting like heroes. They're said to have a witch among them, a girl called the Silver-Haired Maiden. They say she can heal wounds instantly by laying her hand on any injury. Townspeople treat her like a savior. And what are you doing about this band of fools? Sir, a few days ago we stormed their hideout. We found a girl much like the Silver-Haired Maiden. We ran the dogs from their den, but they were cunning and cautious, and we lost them. I see. I'm beginning to understand. How do you mean, sir? You need to understand exactly how incompetent you are! And he just dies and he poofs away in a jizzy cloud of smoke. You there! Make the villagers talk. I want to know who these bandits are and where they're hiding. Ooh, he has a goatee and no eyes. He's a little different. He's much more authoritized than the other guy. Anyway. And this is General Jared, this asshole. I hate this guy. I don't care who they are. The more kick they have in them, the more fun it is for us. Don't you think, sir? Precisely. Overseeing this dusty old town is wearing thin. A little fresh game is just what I need. Uh-oh! Oh no! Not fresh game. Alright, and we will save the game. And that will be the end of Let's Play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. I do believe, yes, there is a cutscene. I will let this play through.
Tellius, the year 648, early summer. The northeastern nation of Dain lost a bloody war with neighboring Crimea 3 years ago. Crimea, however, abdicated its right to rule Dain and passed sovereignty of its former enemy to the powerful Benyan Empire. Dain's future is now subject to the whims of the Empire. Benyan's occupation forces have gathered all Dain men of fighting age and put them to work in labor camps. Their work is brutal and void of purpose, designed to break both body and spirit. The remaining population faces poverty and starvation as the fields lie fallow. A band of young heroes has escaped the Benyan army to form a group called the Dawn Brigade. Fighting for a free Dain, they alone have stood against Benyan's forces. They alone have shouldered the hopes of their nation. Among the company is a young girl named Micaiah, who is said to possess mystical powers. The people of Dain have come to know her as the Silver-Haired Maiden. They have come to think of her as the savior for whom they had been waiting. Benyan's forces have tried time and again to capture and silence the Dawn Brigade. However, Micaiah's ability to sense impending danger has thus far allowed the Dawn Brigade to evade the Empire's grasp.
Alright, and next episode we will be starting in on Chapter 1, Maiden of Miracles. You're going to see a little bit of text come up here, but we will start at this spot in the next video. It's good to be back on YouTube, and I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn.